Okay, this is our optional video on absolute value inequalities. All right, step one is to isolate the absolute value. I want to get, as always, I want to get the absolute value by itself. I want to get this by itself. I do not touch what's inside. So minus 7 to both sides. And I end up with 8 times my absolute value of 3 minus 6x is greater than 72. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 8 to cancel this. And I get 3 minus 6x, absolute value, is greater than 9. I rewrite this inequality two times. 3 minus 6x, it's greater than 9. It always follows the lead of this. And I have 3 minus 6x is less than negative 9. Because it's greater than, it's an or. And now I solve this. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides of all these. And I get negative 6x is greater than 6. I'm going to divide by negative 6. When I divide by a negative, when this number here is negative, I switch the direction. So I now have x is less than negative 1. Again, it's an or. I have negative 6x less than negative 12. I divide by negative 6, both sides. Notice I write it down twice. And since it's a negative again, I switch the direction of the absolute value. This guy here is negative. And I end up with x is bigger than 2. Now, I'm going to draw my number line. And I need 0, I need 2, and I need negative 1. So I'm going to circle at negative 1, open, circle at 2, open. It's an or, which means we go out to the left and the right. But let's just check this for a moment. If I put 0 in, 0 is in between. If I put 0 in there, absolute value of 3 minus 6 times 0, bigger than 9. 6 times 0 is 0, that goes away. Absolute value of 3 is 3. And 3 is clearly not bigger than 9. So, easy way to check is try a number inside. If you're not sure, do I go this way or do I go like we're supposed to? Check a number. I could also try 3, which is right here, and I would see that 3, let's do it over here. I'd have the absolute value of 3 minus 6 times 3, and I'd have the absolute value of negative 18, 3 minus 18, I'm sorry, which is absolute value of negative 12, which is 12, and it's greater than 9. So clearly we went in the right direction. Now notice, when we do a real check, we go to the original equation, but here I'm checking just, hey, did I graph the right direction? If you're not sure, try numbers to the left, try numbers in the middle, and try numbers to the right. You can check it really quickly. Am I going the right way or the wrong way? All right, now for the second example. All right, here's our second example. This is less than. And again, we want to isolate this absolute value. Get that guy all by itself and don't mess with what's inside it. So I'm going to add 1 plus 1 plus 1. 8 times the absolute value of negative 2x plus 9 is less than 40. I divide by 8, divide by 8. Absolute value of negative 2x plus 9 is less than 5. Now, we've isolated it. We rewrite our two equations. Less than 5. And again, this equation here, this inequality, is always our first one, minus the signs. And then we have negative 2x plus 9 is greater than negative 5. And it's an and. Minus 9 to both sides. Negative 2x is less than negative 4. Divide by negative 2. We divided by a negative, switch the direction, and x is greater than 2. Come over here, same thing, minus 9. Negative 2x is greater than negative 14. Divide by negative 2. And notice I always switch it as soon as I divide it. And we end up with x less than 7. Oops. Now I draw my number line. And we have 0, 2, and 7. That is the funkiest looking 7 I ever drew. That's not much better. Open circle. It's an and. This is our answer. And we join them like that. And we're done. All right. I hope this clears up things for you. Have a great 3-day weekend and stay out of trouble. Go Pack Go.